How do you add any two digits to two digits? This time we're moving along the fAb continuum, where the F part means full written, the B part is doing it all in your head or all in your brain. Now the A part is somewhere in between, that's the abridged part, and that's where we write down or jot down some numbers or some of those mini answers to help us and save us having to remember them all. Alright, the question we're going to look at is 56 plus 95 equals. We start off by turning it into two questions in your head. So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking 50 plus 90 and 6 plus 5. Right, so 50 plus 90 equals 150. So we write down those answers, or should I say 140. I probably need to go back and practice my learning. So 50 plus 90 equals 140. And 6 plus 5 equals 11, and I jot those down. Remember, this is the abridged method. I then add these two up in my head, so 140 plus 11 equals 151, and that's my answer. Now, this is the mild rated questions. Right, so these are the easiest ones. In these ones, the 10s add up to 100 or more, but the 1s are never bigger than 9. These are your remember to, so remember to turn it into two questions in your head. So when I'm looking at this 2 digits plus 2 digits, I'm thinking, right, 50 plus 90, 50 plus 90 equals 140, not 150. Right, so 50 plus 90, and I'm also thinking 6 plus 5 is 11. So I'm doing that in my head. I write those down with the abridged method, so I don't have to hold them in my head. So 140 and 11, that's my two new questions. I then add those together. So 140 plus 11 equals 151, and that's my answer. Right, I recommend that you do at least 5 of these. Now these are the hot rated questions. So this time the ones answer is 10 or more, but the 10's answer is never bigger than 90. Again, there's your remember twos. There is your worked example, so this is what yours should look like. Remember, it's the abridged method, so we jot down some of the numbers or mini answers to help us, so we don't have to save those in our head or remember those. So turn it into two questions. When I'm doing it, I like to stir the two numbers. I'm thinking 50 plus 90, 50 plus 90, 6 plus 5, 50 plus 90, 140, 6 plus 5, 11. I jot those down. I then add those up again in my head. So 140 plus 11 equals 151. Again, I recommend that you do at least 5 of these. And finally, we're on to the spicy questions. Now, these are as hard as it gets. The tens part of the question adds up to 100 or more, and the ones part of the question adds up to 10 or more. So you remember twos, and this is your worked example. So this is what your answer should look like using the abridged method, where we jot down some of those answers or some of those numbers to save us from having to remember them. Alright, so again, when I'm doing these questions, I like to stir the two numbers. I'm looking at, first of all, concentrating on the tens part. So 5 tens plus 9 tens equals 14 tens, or 140. 6 ones plus 5 ones equals 11. Jot those down. Then I add those up in my head to give me the answer. Again, do 5 of them. Practice doing 5 of them. And that's as hard as it gets. And the biggest possible question here is, biggest 2-digit number is 99, so 99 plus 99 equals 198. So your tens part of that question is never going to be bigger than 180, so 9 tens plus 9 tens. And your units part of that question, 9 ones plus 9 ones, is never going to be bigger than 18. Right, so this is as hard as it gets. Enjoy.